So I'm going to share screen. What I'd like to do is invite you to chant the mantra of Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha. I'm going to show you here is a picture of Amitabha Buddha. I'll explain for a moment who this is. What is this Buddha? And what the chant is about. So here we see this image of Buddha Amitabha, very prominent Buddha in Tibetan Buddhism, as well as in East Asia, in Pure Land Buddhism. Um, Amitabha, the Buddha Amitabha, is seen to be the embodiment of infinite light. In fact, Amitabha means boundless light. And so the Buddha Amitabha is this embodiment of pure, pristine, clear, utterly brilliant light of compassion and wisdom. He is seen often in this red form, perched on a lotus. And a lot of the practices that involve the Buddha Amitabha, this being, this deity of infinite light, involve sort of dissolving, first of all, well, before we dissolve the deity, we imagine this being in front of us, this radiant, loving being with rays of light shooting from his heart in all directions and pervading our own heart with this quality of enlivenment, if you will, in the case of Amitabha Buddha, with utter light. And often he's seen to be this clear, pristine red light. Um, I actually don't know the significance of red in this case. In other cases, red is wrathful, such as with Kurukula, Red Tara, who is the really wrathful version of compassion. Um, and Vajrapani, who is another wrathful deity, Manjushri as the sort of in the wrathful form of clear wisdom, but sharp and basically at war with the demons of ignorance. But Amitabha is not one of those beings. Amitabha is really the embodiment of our own underlying nature. So he's seen to be, in the more esoteric traditions, Amitabha Buddha is an embodiment of our own underlying luminous, clear nature of our own awareness, the foundation of our vitality, the foundation of our own consciousness. So, in the relative sense, the iconography of Amitabha is that we sort of pay homage to the Buddha Amitabha and meditate on him being this presence in front of us, radiating this clear red light from his heart into ours. And then we dissolve him into white light and dissolve him into ourselves, taking on the qualities of luminosity. We actually then become the deity. We become the Buddha Amitabha. We've done this before with Medicine Buddha and Green Tara not too long ago. So, same thing with Amitabha. Now, in some traditions of Buddhism, Amitabha Buddha is seen to be uh, sort of presiding in what's called a pure land or a heavenly realm that is hugely boundless, spacious, and such. Um, and so some people are, when they cultivate the Buddha Amitabha uh, practice or sadhana, they are chanting his name. It's almost like a devotional practice. Ultimately, in the meditative traditions, we are only practicing with Amitabha as an embodiment of our own underlying nature as utterly, clearly luminous. So, on one hand, we have this dimension of darkness. Um, Certainly, with the season that we're in, we just came out of last week a period in Tibetan Buddhism where um, it was a very inauspicious time to do anything. If you remember, those of you who were on the call last week, we're now in a sort of shifting into a different place with that. Um, but if you've been frustrated all week with things you've been trying to do, despite the fact that it was a holiday, it, who knows? It could be because of this astrological period that we've been in. So But in any case, chanting this chant, Om Ami Devari, this is the Buddha Amitabha chant. By the way, Satigatos, I'm working on a song with this chant dedicated to infinite luminosity that may appear, down the road a piece. We're nowhere near it yet, but I've been wanting to write a song about Amitabha Buddha according to this chant for a long time, and I think I have an idea now. So anyway, forthcoming down the road. So as we chant Om Ami Dewari, what you can do is you don't have to chant on the image of Amitabha Buddha. And the more important thing is to sort of invoke this quality or this being in front of you um, of utter bright light. And what we're going to do as we meditate, we're going to move from the chant into meditation together, is meditate on cultivating this quality of luminosity, of ground luminosity, or encountering what is called ground luminosity at any layer that we're able to just sort of settle into. This time of year is such a beautiful way to cultivate these short days during the winter where it feels as if there may not be enough light, is to continue to cultivate in this way, cultivate spiritual luminosity. It's incredible what that thing then can do for us during this part of the season. So, chanting Om Ami Dewari, um, imagine this sort of clear, luminous being in front of you, or you can imagine this being who you are. Imagine yourself as a radiant, bright deity or a being of light. Okay.